JJ the CPA here. Got a little treat for you. This opening that you're getting ready to see is the opening that I had when I first started my YouTube channel back in May of 2018. And then at the end of my video, I put in the ending that I had on my videos back in 2018. And then at the very, very end, I got a little plug for my new book, which is just come out. So, little walk back in time. You know, it's not one of those days where all the little things go wrong. You know, you forgot your keys, can't find your glasses that are on your head. Just one of those days you're just like, how do we keep going? And I got to tell you, I just am feeling a little bit that way today because of the non-stimulus update. What's going on today is that the Senate is coming back into their chambers and back from recess, vacation, whatever. The House extended their recess. They're coming back next week. Makes sense. They've been working really hard. So this skinny stimulus bill, you know, I've been reading up on it, and it just really seems like, you know, it's just a political move, which that's what politicians do. So just want you to be aware that there's going to probably be a lot of false news going on. I'm not even saying that it's a lie, but false news as in false hope, temporarily. Do I think there'll eventually be a stimulus act that comes out? Yes, I've been saying that, gosh, it seems like now since July, if not June. But there's going to probably be a lot of false hope or even false discouragement this week and next week. And remember, it's just sausage being made, as they say in DC, sausage being made. So the Senate is supposedly putting together a skinny bill, which is addressing PPP, unemployment, some things for the states and schools, but does not include a stimulus check, at least as it is right now. Now, it's not getting a ton of automatic support by senators, even on the Republican side. So if you're seeing news about there's no stimulus checks coming, etc., that's just political maneuvering going on in DC. I think the Republicans are trying to put together a bill that they can pass so that they can tell their constituents that they have put together a stimulus bill and they've voted for it, and gee golly, there's just nothing we can do. The Democrats are so powerful over in the House that, you know, they've got a 2.2 trillion. This skinny bill's not even a trillion. See, we're trying to not spend money. They're trying to spend a whole bunch of money. And all that's just to say is that it's political maneuvering. I think of anything that's going to happen, it would be the stimulus checks. Of anything. Trump last week said, you know, hey, there's $300 billion left over. Why don't we use that for stimulus checks? It wasn't anything that he found, even though there's kind of false news that he was going to send out checks. So you're just seeing a lot of news that's either providing false hope that there's checks coming today or in 2 days. If you're also then seeing false discouragement, no checks coming, you know, bill fails to have stimulus checks. So the reason for the video is just to say to be on guard. I'm having to even just be on guard up here, you know, just putting together information and videos on my channel, trying to be always optimistic. So I am optimistic we will have a second stimulus act that will come out that will include unemployment, a form of PPP, and the stimulus checks. But it's just, even for me, is discouraging. And I think right now, know this. Here's what I'm discouraged with, is that it's not happening fast enough. I've heard so many times, Washington, D.C. is out of touch. Boy, golly, this has proven that. I don't know that I always thought that. I thought, well, maybe there's a few senators and congresspersons that have been up there a long time, or those that are wealthy and they're serving, they're just not sure what a, loaf of bread costs type of thing. So keep the faith, but I feel like when I was at the end of July, I said, hey, prepare for August because there's not going to be any aid, so be prepared. And then as we were getting into August, I was like, well, I don't know that we're going to have any aid. And then now we're in September, and we're a full week into September. And even though everybody's coming back to DC this week and the House is coming back next week, it just doesn't seem like anything's happening. But that's also the way politicians work. It's also the way Congress works in general and overall, is that it's like it's doom and gloom, there's nowhere to go, and then all of a sudden everybody's in agreement. So that'll probably be a couple of weeks away, and once we see that the next election is much more in everybody's sights in DC, they'll be more willing to hand out some lollipops. And there is political maneuvering saying that they don't think there'll be a stimulus agreement until after the election. There's those that are saying, I don't think we'll have any stimulus. So, for those of you that are in circumstances that you don't have a job, your business is closed down, and you're waiting on this stimulus, it's almost like you're probably feeling like, you're on the pier and you see the ship. It's like, when's it going to get here with the supplies so that I can get going? And I think we've been talking about DC, but also be turning your efforts towards local government. Local government really is the one that is closing down, businesses and putting on mandates. So what about the masks? That could be a whole different subject that I just could care less about getting into, at least. But businesses being closed, especially out in California. So overall, start now really looking for, what am I going to be doing next? What am I going to be doing next? There's businesses that are like, you know what, we're just going to have to move. There's businesses that are like, maybe I need to do something different. If you can take your business online, do it. Been talking with Coach's Pit Barbecue. He has online business. You need to go to coachespitbarbecue.com. He's got seasonings and rubs and t-shirts. This is somebody that served our country, was a former football coach, then opened up his own barbecue. I guess more what everybody be familiar with is food truck style business. But nonetheless, out in California, he's closed down, and then he was told that even when they open back up, he's got to make modifications that will cost money. So help a business out by going to coachespitbarbecue.com, as he already has an online presence, but we've been talking about shifting more of his business to online, at least for now, and then even when things open back up, to really try and have an equal amount of business coming to him from the online. So be thinking outside the box. Think about different lines of revenue, different sources of income, different streams of revenue for your business. So I got a number of videos on that. You don't need to open up a second location and sign a 5-year lease and start some business you don't know anything about, or go borrow a bunch of money to start a business. Take the business that you have, take a look around, and what else can you be doing to bring in revenue for yourself, and be getting ready to be making some tough decisions related to your current business in terms of cutting costs. Be paying attention to your cost of goods sold, what you're stocking up on. be paying attention to what's actually profitable in your business to try and do more of that. Or when we all open back up and everybody's opening back up, what are those things that would be more of what you would want to sell? So it's hard for me not to go into doom and gloom. First and foremost, I'm not a doom and gloom kind of guy. Second, I know we don't need to go to gloom and doom because it's you, right? You got faith in yourself. I got faith in you. The boat will come in at some point. I just don't know that it'll be soon enough. So let's be optimistic together. Let's encourage one another, encourage other businesses, find positive things to do. The news is not going to be that great in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be discouraging and an emotional roller coaster if you're following it minute after minute. So my hope is that I'm going to come up with a way to have a daily update video that will provide, here's what's going on in the news, here's what you're hearing, but here's realities of it based on 27 years of experience. So be looking for that daily update on here's the news, but here's really what you should know about it. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening on my ride in. I really needed this. I'm just having one of those days that is already on the uptick because of you and because of your support. All right. Hey, have a great day. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Have a great one.
Well, here's the bottom line. You need to subscribe to my videos, right? I've given you valuable information here. I appreciate you tuning in, but here's what I need you to do. A favor, click subscribe, check out my other videos, and then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me.
You know what it is, man. Hey, we about to crack the CPA code. JK the CPA, what up? You know what it is, man. Hey, we about to crack the CPA code. JK the CPA, what up?